Hey, my name is Brennan. I'm the founder of RightMessage. Big fan of Bento. I'm a customer of Bento myself. I'm also a big fan and friend of Jesse. And Jesse and I were talking the other day about, there should be a video about how RightMessage works with Bento. So this is going to be that video. In this video, I'm going to walk you through everything about how teams like yours are using RightMessage with Bento. I'm going to show you how you can make more money from your Bento list with RightMessage. And we're going to talk about how you can really make it so that the on-site experience you have that people have on your website is just as engaging and as personalized as what they're getting with your emails that are sent from Bento. So how I'm going to cover this is I'm going to go through a few of the core platform features. So RightMessage does a lot. We do everything from segmentation surveys to quiz funnels to website personalization. We do audience insights that are based on a lot of underlying AI that kind of extracts patterns from what people are doing on your website and how they're being segmented. We also do full email personalization that works hand in hand with Bento. That's a lot to cover. So I'm going to talk about, I think, what are the two main things that most people are doing with us, which are how can you make it so using Bento data, you can give people different call to actions on your site. So how can you make it so anonymous people get your lead magnets, returning subscribers and customers get like upgrade offers or trial sign up banners if they're already on your list, but not a customer. So I'm going to get into the weeds of like how you can make all of that really easy to set up. And then I'm going to show you how you can use us to personalize your existing website, no matter what it's built in, no matter the platform. If you have experience with tools like Optimizely or VideoVO, you're going to feel very at home with how I'm going to show you how all this works. And best of all, because of our direct integration with Bento, you can do things like, if they're tagged customer, let's make the hero button be upgrade instead of sign up or something like that. So I'm going to walk you through how all of that works. So I'm going to start by going into a test account that I've set up. So I created a fake project in RightMessage called WorkForge. I've set up a fake website for WorkForge, and I set up a fake Bento account for WorkForge that I can use to demo all of this. I've already set up a few things, so I'm going to walk you through kind of how it all works, and hopefully you'll have a better understanding of how RightMessage operates under the hood in a few minutes. So you're probably pretty familiar with Bento's flows. RightMessage also has the concept of flows, but the difference is RightMessage flows are on-site funnels that operate at the page view level. So, if somebody visits your homepage, you could say, if they're already a customer, let's show this. If they're not a customer, show that. And if they viewed our pricing page, maybe show a thing mentioning that they viewed our pricing page and that they should go back and sign up. Simply put, we've built a very nice visual tool for mapping out who should be offered what and when on your website. So how it works is I'm going to go into this flow that I built here that is running on the website that you see on the right. So on the left, you'll see our flow. On the right, you'll see this little pop-up down here that has a email opt-in offer. So basically, the person that is visiting this fake website on the right is anonymous. They're not on the Bento list yet. We have no idea who they are. You can see that it's trying to get them to start their trial and book a demo. And there's a little pop-up here trying to get their email address. So this is pretty typical, I think, for a lot of SaaS companies where you have your homepage hero that gets them into the app. And then you have some secondary call to action that's like a lead gen type thing. What's really nice about how it works within RightMessage. So this is our flow builder. And every green box here is a condition. So what we're doing is we're saying, like, are they in Bento? If they're not in Bento, go down this path. If they are in Bento, go down this path. And then we're digging deeper and saying, okay, if they're in Bento, are they tagged customer? If they are, go down the yes path, otherwise the no path. And then these all lead to one of these blue boxes, which is a offer. So an offer is a form or an on-site call to action that tries to get somebody to do something. So in this case, we're trying to get people to book a live demo if they are if they're not a customer, but they're on our email list. So we don't need to get their email address. We want to get them into seeing a live demo. But if they are a customer, we're now trying to get them to either upgrade their plan to annual, or we're randomly trying to get them to leave a testimonial. So assuming you run, whether it's a software company like, or a digital products company or an e-com store or whatever else, the idea here is instead of having like a million different forms with a bunch of arcane targeting rules where you're trying to think like what form actually shows on what page and when, the RightMessage way is map it all out, make a visual flow and say, when this is true, get the email address. When that's true, get the upgrade. When that's true, get the testimonial, and so on and so forth. So our flow builder here makes this really easy. And you can, like I mentioned, you can dig into any of your Bento data. I can go and say like, here's all the different tags I have. If their tags include, in this case, customer, go down the yes path, otherwise the no path. And I can really simply just drag out new things and add new conditions and add more complexity and sophistication. But what's cool about this is now that I've got this set up, On the live site over here, we have a debugger where it allows you to kind of simulate, if you will, what's happening under the hood so you can better understand like why are certain people getting this offer or that offer. And we make it really easy for you to actually test what you set up. So in this case, I want to say, well, what would somebody who's tagged customer actually see here? So in this case, I'm anonymous, but I can click impersonate. I can type in my email address. So I'm on my own list as a customer. And this is going to now reload. And you can see now that it's identified me. Here's my, I'm a customer. I've got these tags set. I've got this data set. And you can see here, if I close this, that I'm getting pitched the annual upgrade. Whereas if I was not a customer, if I was just an anonymous person, like I was a second ago, I saw the opt-in for him. So with the RightMessage, you can really just simply set up these flows. And as you can see over here, there's a lot of different things you can do. I can redirect people when certain conditions are met. I can run JavaScript code. I could say like, if they're a return customer, let's run the intercom widget that pops up the intercom support system, or the Bento equivalent of that for their AI support, or whatever. We have customers who use tools like Senja for testimonials, and they'll say, okay, if we know that they're in a certain industry because they visited this page before, or they told us through a survey that they're in retail, or they came from like bestretailwebsites.com, if any of those are true, let's then embed the retail wall of love from Senja. So now this person, instead of seeing like a bunch of random testimonials, is seeing all people like that. So the possibilities are pretty endless. Again, we're a bit like Bento in the fact that you could do a lot with us. We're not overly prescriptive, but this is really the superpower of RightMessage, is the ability to set up these really sophisticated on-site flows. You can also use us to collect data. So this is obviously a way to be able to show different offers and forums and such based on who somebody is. But you can also set up surveys or quiz funnels. So in this case, if somebody joins my list, I'm going to send them through this survey funnel that uncovers things about like, do they work, with a team? If they do, how big is their team? If they don't, do they work with clients? And you can see here, we've actually set up this really sophisticated nonlinear survey that's highly personalized, where future questions being asked react to previous answers. So if somebody says, oh, I work in retail, later on, you could say, hey, so what stage is your retail business at? Or if they said construction, what stage is your construction business at? So the beauty of this is that if we know who somebody is in Bento because they just joined your list, or you've sent them an email and they clicked on that email and they're back on your website, we know who they are. So as they answer questions within RightMessage, that data gets sent up in real time. So even if somebody doesn't go through the entire survey or quiz, that data is enriched progressively in the individual's contact record. So we just have built this really nice two-way back and forth push-pull kind of thing between Bento and RightMessage. So yeah, I mean, this is what a lot of our customers are doing, is they're using us to say, cool, if somebody joins our list, instead of just saying thank you, let's push them through a segmentation survey that finds out a bit about why they're here, who they are, get that data pushed into Bento, and then now when they're back on the website, we'll react to the data to personalize the experience that people have. Cool. Okay, so I want to show you now how you could then use this kind of data to then materially change things like your header or your H1 or your testimonial grid or whatever else based on who somebody is. So the thing down here, this is a widget that we've added to the existing website. So, if you think of a normal pop-up tool or whatever else, they tend to add things to your site. So they'll add an exit pop-up, or they'll add a little sticky bar or whatever else. We do that. And that's what I showed you a second ago with our flow builder that's showing a different on-site pop-up depending on who somebody is and what they should do next. But we also have a full website personalization engine, where if I go now and I can set up a new campaign, and let me show you a few examples of this. Okay, so I'll just show you this example. So what we're able to do is, because again, we have this kind of full synchronization in real time with Bento, I can say, if somebody's on our homepage and they are a customer, let's make it so that the button, as you can see here, I'm a customer here, so change it to upgrade. The button is upgrade your account and get support. If they're a lead, let's have it be start your free trial and book a demo, which is probably the same as the default. And I could go further and I could say, well, let's add a one for people who are churned. Let's type that. Churned. Here we go. Okay, so I haven't actually set this up yet, but assume I have like a churned tag or something that I put in Bento. I could say, let's make this link here be start a new trial or something like that. And this could go to the pricing page. And then maybe instead of a book a demo, learn how RightMessage has changed So the idea is you could just literally point and click on anything on your website and tie to Bento data. So in this case, okay, they're segmented as having canceled their account before. I'm going to change the buttons here. I want to change this headline to be something like, a lot has changed since you canceled. Come back. So like I mentioned earlier, if you've ever used Optimizely or BWO or one of these like A/B testing or personalization tools, it's very similar to that. We're basically just letting you point and click change stuff. You can change images, you can change text, you can hide content, you can move content around, you can do whatever you want. But the beauty of it is it's all tied to our segmentation data. So, we could be tying that to, like I mentioned, tags people have in Bento, any data you have about them. If you wanted to be creepy, you could output somebody's first name to your homepage because you have that data in Bento. Alternatively, you could also look at behavioral data. So, okay, if they've come from a certain affiliate, they haven't opted in yet, so they're not on Bento, but they came from like, Pat Flynn or something. Let's change the homepage headline to be a quote from him or something like that. So these are the kind of things that make a lot of implicit sense, because what you're able to do is you can come up with a lot of variants for key pages on your website and key pop-ups on your website that allow people to have a very one-to-one experience. So, again, if somebody has a certain challenge and they're in a certain industry, and depending on where they're in their life cycle with you, you can make it so they're on the homepage, they're looking at the pricing page. It's super specific to them. It's showing similar people in their industry as testimonials. It's making the headline all about their pain point. It's not going for the opt-in because they're already on the list. Instead, it's giving them like a limited time, one-time offer for a discount if they sign up today. So the sky's the limit in terms of what you're able to do with the two of our platforms. But frankly, I've only really scratched the surface between what you can do with RightMessage and Bento. We have so much more that's possible, from making it really easy to generate hundreds or even thousands of variations of email campaigns using the data that you're collecting in RightMessage, to helping you generate new content and growth ideas based on the raw data coming through. We can also do open-ended data collection. So instead of just surveys and quizzes, you could do deep dives where you ask people to actually type in and tell you more. We then progressively analyze all of that data that flows in and compare it to what people are doing actually within Bento and other data that we're collecting about their on-site behavior. We're able to flag like, hey, these people are highly engaged. They keep coming back to your website. They've shared X, Y, and Z with you. They're engaging well with the personalization campaigns you have. You should probably email them and get them to buy. So there's a lot you can do. If you have any questions about strategy and what's possible with Bento and RightMessage, definitely go to rightmessage.com, book a demo, and we'd love to just show you the ropes and apply what I just showed you to your unique business and your use case. But yeah, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we at RightMessage use Bento. We use RightMessage, obviously, and we've done very well personalizing how we market and sell using RightMessage and Bento. And there are a lot of customers that we have that use both RightMessage and Bento and are getting the same results. So if you're a heavy Bento user and you want to kind of take things to the next level, definitely give RightMessage a look. And hopefully I'll see you on booking a demo with me so I can give you a personal tour of what's possible. Thanks.